I want to introduce to you our first speaker. It's the Vicerector of Research and International Affairs from the Medical University of Graz, Caroline SCHOBER. I kindly invite you to now take the floor and present to the audience the power of the Medical University of Graz.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to share my screen with you. I hope this is working. Thank you very much, Dr. Falk, for the kind introduction. Thank you very much for having us here. I will try to give you at least a very brief glimpse into the Medical University of Graz. And I'm here, of course, only representing part of the rectoral team. We have been in office as a team as we're now for a bit more than a year. I will not go into the details, just introduce Helmut Samonik as our rector. And of course, you can see that the medical university, besides research, teaching, of course, as with any university, is a big part, but of course also the clinical part is very important. If you look at the faces and the diversity of those people here, I'll just go to a slide on, oops, I'm sorry, you're not, my slides are not moving, I see. So, I'm sorry. Oh, now it's working, right? Yeah. So here's the rectorate's team. And I hope my slides are moving now. And if you look at the faces, you will see that compared to the old days, the leaders of the university have changed quite a bit. In this picture here, from when the university was founded in the 16th century, you see that it used to be all white males, and now we are a rather diverse university. And we try to move on to this path and be as pioneering and as forward-looking as we can be. And we hope to improve this even in the years to come. Some facts and figures about the university, how it is now. We have a preclinical part, which is mostly laboratory bound. There are 3 research centers. It used to be 12 different institutes, which cover this basic research, but also the diagnostic part of medicine, and 4 institutes that are not lab bound. There are about 20 university clinics. Very many of them are subdivided into clinical departments. And of course, we are having this entire spectrum of medicine also in patient care. And so we have a rather broad agenda, of course, also with research. And one of the most important things a medical university does, of course, is educate doctors to be. So we are both focusing on keeping society healthy by research, by teaching, and of course also by co-running this hospital. We have about 4,300 students enrolled at the university, about 2,600 staff, which is head count. And about 700 of those are third-party funding, both for research grants, but also, of course, for diagnostic reasons. As I said, there is a quite big university hospital attached to the university, which is run by the county. And the architecture tells you when it was founded. So this is Jugendstil architecture from the early 20th century, very picturesque, large parks, not always great to do research in. We found a way around this. We have about 1,600 beds for almost 88,000 inpatient treatments a year and more than 400,000 outpatients per year. It's by area, one of the largest hospital, and about 8,000 staff work here. Some, especially doctors, by the medical university, not quite half of the doctors working here, and of course, most of the support staff is from the county. One big aspect of university, of course, is education. As I said, medicine, dentistry, nursing sciences, those are our curricula. And very important from a research aspect, of course, are PhD programs and a doctoral program called Medical Sciences, which very often is done by doctors, not as a full-time doctorate, but one that accompanies professional education. Of course, teaching and education does not end with the graduation. So we have quite a big post-grad school focused for the most part on healthcare professionals, more than 20 postgraduate courses. Some of them are held in English, some are in hybrid form or now online, but usually hybrid form. So we have quite some international audience also there that studies here in Graz. A pillar of any university, and it's very important, and many people say it's the most important part of a university, which others don't like so much, is research, of course, because this is how you measure the success of universities very often, more than from teaching, which might not be good, but that's very often how it is. We publish more than 1,000 scientific publications listed in the Web of Science every year. We have usually around 350 ongoing clinical studies. We have about 300 plus minus research projects which are funded by peer-reviewed agencies. 1,500 researchers, headcount also, quite some third-party funding, which is both peer-reviewed, but of course, very importantly, industry also, and diagnostic business. And altogether, we are upholding about 400 active cooperation and collaborations in the world. Here you see our research fields. We recently changed our leitmotif, our motto, to precision medicine, biomarker research, and biobanking. Why is this? Because these are two things that are quite, maybe not unique, but they are very special in Graz, and they're very strong. We have a COMET Center for biomarker research here in Graz at the Medical University, together with other universities. And we have one of the largest biobanks, clinical biobanks in Europe at our university, and we're trying to improve the quality and the ease and the enrichment of the samples, so you can use them very easily and legally and ethically correct for research. The research fields we focus on, they're rather broad, as those fields are, and then they're we could dive in deep, but I'll just give you the overview. Is sustainable health research. So it's not only treatment, but it's also prevention. It's cancer research, metabolism, and heart and vascular system is a very strong issue in Graz as a whole, and also at our university, with a lot of connections to other institutions, both university and non-university, and the neurosciences. And those connections, of course, are for one, Biotech Med-Graz, which is a research joint venture, so to speak, between the three scientific universities here in Graz. But of course, we reach out far more than the Graz area, and those dots represent publication from a certain year. It looks slightly different every year, but it's mostly the same. So you can see there is some focus, of course, in the local area in Europe, but it spreads all around the world with a lot of cooperation partners. And as you can see, it's not just for first world countries. So we're more and more also reaching out to other countries, which of course is in a One Health attitude, and in a sustainable development goal attitude, a must-have these days. We are currently in the process of coming up with a new narrative of the university, and all of our goals that we commit to will focus or have this goggles on that will look at all the issues with this mindset. And this is a pioneering minds look at the world. The essence of it is that impact should be at the core of all what we do. So we want to have this impact in a way that we do research and education for our patients' health and well-being, because we are a medical university. We are not a natural science faculty who does things just because they're interesting, but we want to create impact. This can be immediate impact, or it can be a longer time horizon of impact, but we should try to give back to the community, to the scientific community and the local community and the health system as a whole. So we want to help our patients and be effective in treating those, in doing research for those. We want to be effective in educating our students, making them good doctors, making them good researchers, and also getting the best out of our staff members, giving them the freedom to perform in an impactful way. And of course, using what we create as knowledge, both for the scientific purpose, but also making it result in services, in products, in knowledge, in things that really make a difference and don't end with having a publication. So this will be very much in the focus of this university in the coming years. Where do we do this? If you are a Graz local, it will not have gone unnoticed that there is lots and lots of building activity going on, and especially for our non-academic partners, of course, we have a center where a lot of activity in commercialization, in spin-offs and startups goes on at the Center of Knowledge and Technology Transfer in Medicine, which now will get a sibling, a second building right across the street, because we're full, and there are new upcoming companies. There are research partners that are already in this building, like Ionium Research that you will hear after this talk. And so we want to create this environment where people can prosper, and startups, spin-offs, and others can prosper together with us. I told you that an old hospital set up with Pavillon buildings is not the perfect place for labs. We have those labs in an extra building, which is called ZMF, Center for Medical Research, and there is laboratory space, but we also have very high-tech life science core facilities there, which are also open for collaboration. So there is, of course, also access to those services. And you might know Eleonore Fröhlich, which is a regular, I think, in this group here, for example, who is in one of those core facilities. There's everything from ultrastructure analysis to mass spectrometry to certain aspects of molecular biology. And there's lots of interaction both with academic institutions and industry. And not listed here, we also have a very large animal facility for small animals and larger animals, and of course also for alternative methods instead of using animal experiments. And that there is a medical research academy that's also listed here, which gives educational courses, which of course are also very acknowledged from outside. So it's not just for internal purposes, but also from outside. So you're all very welcome. Also, to look at those, I added the URLs so you can find information on the web. Clinical trials is, of course, something which is super important at a medical university. We have various contact points for you. I listed the website there. If you come from outside, want to do a trial with us, there's contract management, which is your first contact point. We will help you also with setting up your trial, especially for internal investigators. There are in-depth service facilities, but we also, for example, have a core facility which is called Clinical Trials Unit, which can help or do actually phase 1 clinical trials, and they can also give you advice how to set those up. The One very special thing we have here in Graz is our biobank, which I briefly mentioned. We're one of the first structured biobanks in Europe, and we're still one of the largest. We want to very much increase the efficiency that we are having, the quality of the samples, which has a lot to do also with data quality, which are issues that all biobanks have to deal with, especially clinical biobanks. And we are very proud that the only European infrastructure, the only ERIC that has its headquarters in Austria, is actually the biobanking headquarters, which is also situated at the ZWT right across the street here. And so this is for a reason they are here. If you have a need for samples or for cooperation partners, please turn to the biobank. They are helpful in identifying your contact people at the clinics. They are helping you to help you define your research question based on the samples that are available, and also with ethics and legal situations. So this is my very brief wrap up of how we, I think, fit very, very well into this community. And of course, nanosciences are part of quite a few organizational units here at the university. This is also the reason we are a gold member, and I'm proud to say that it's both clinics and preclinical researchers in this field, and we are very, very much looking to further collaboration. And thank you also for the good service that I hear you are providing to the community. Thank you.